Time for news on the hour.
The time is 6 o'clock. NLC gives the federal government 7-day ultimatum to resolve Naira crisis. Nigeria joins 55 other nations to celebrate 2023 Commonwealth Day. United States Vice President to embark on an African tour. A warm welcome to the Citizen FM News at 6. I am Lawrence Omoite. The Nigeria Labour Congress has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to resolve the current cash swap crisis in the country or face industrial action from Nigerian workers. President of the union, Joe Ajaero, who gave the directive at the opening of the Central Working Committee meeting of the union in Abuja this evening, said failure to heed the demands of the workers will lead to the workers staying away from work at the end of the ultimatum.
The NLC is giving the federal government of Nigeria and the agencies of government, including the Central Bank of Nigeria and other banking institutions, 7 working days to address the issue of the cash crunch. If they fail to do this at the expiration of the 7 days, Congress is directing all workers in the country to start to, because it has become very difficult to even access 1 naira to enter their goods to their workers. It is difficult for even to buy products, especially from traders who don't have banks. This is the situation we have found ourselves. The federal government came out with a policy that even the gold currency are still valid. What we have discovered is that even when the banks give you those old currencies, the traders are not accepting it. And even when you take it to the same banks, the banks are not accepting it.
The NLC also called on the government to resolve the lingering fuel scarcity across the country. As Nigeria joins 55 other nations to celebrate the 2023 Commonwealth Day, the federal government says the prosperity, peace and security of Nigeria remains a collective responsibility and perseverance of all citizens. The Minister of Education, Adamu, stated this while declaring open the 2023 Commonwealth Day celebration in Nigeria. Represented by the Permanent Secretary, Andrew Adejo, alongside the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zeburu Dada, reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to realizing the ideals of the Commonwealth.
The existence of peace in any space of human aggregation or nation translates to progress, wealth, and tranquility. It enhances positive outcomes in trade, investment, human rights, democratic governance, quality education, digitized learning, and most importantly, entrenches equity and equality.
Let me reaffirm Nigeria's commitment in promoting the ideals and values of the Commonwealth. Nigeria has always been a central figure in Commonwealth affairs since independence, and we will continue.
Reading the first message of King Charles III on the occasion of the 2023 Commonwealth Day, Nabolu to Echukwu revealed that the 2023 Commonwealth celebration marks the 10th anniversary of the Charter of the Commonwealth, noting that it gives expression to the defining values, peace and justice, tolerance, respect, and solidarity for the environment, as well as the most vulnerable among member nations.
Whether on climate change or biodiversity loss, youth opportunity and education, global health, or economic cooperation, the Commonwealth can play an indispensable role in the most pressing issues of our time. Ours is an association not just of shared values, but of common purpose and joint action.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Arewola, has identified judicial independence as the cornerstone of every democracy. The CJN, who was speaking at the opening of a national conference for judicial officers from across the countries in Abuja, said democracy needed to be protected at all costs.
On the respect for the rule of law. Its principles also advocate the independence of the judiciary, the doctrine of separation of powers, guarantee of fundamental rights, freedom of expression epitomized by free press and media, as well as free and fair elections.
The ongoing reconfiguration of the bimodal voter accreditation system machines used during the presidential and National Assembly elections on February the 25th is expected to end today. The Independent National Electoral Commission had postponed the governorship and State House of Assembly election scheduled to hold on March 11th to March 18th in order to be able to reconfigure the beavers. Consequently, all activities pertaining to the polls were rescheduled, including inspections of sensitive materials at the Central Bank of Nigeria by the political parties. INEC took the decision at its management meeting, which was convened after the Court of Appeal gave the go-ahead to reconfigure the beavers machine. The commission said it could not go ahead with the governorship poll as earlier scheduled because it needed time to reconfigure the beavers machine, which were used for the presidential election.
This is 93.7.
But what the commission has done is to begin preparations in earnest for the state election, which is the governorship and state assembly election. There were a few challenges relating to the conduct of the first leg of election, that is the national election. We have done some soul searching, we have done a little bit of evaluation, and we have also learned some valuable lessons from the conduct of the presidential and national assembly elections. And some of those lessons have been imputed into our preparations for the governorship and state assembly election.
The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has reserved judgment on the Osun State governorship appeal filed by Governor Ademola Adeleke. The appeal filed by Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party is against the judgment of the tribunal, which invalidated his election as governor of Osun State. The three-member panel of justices led by Justice Shuaibu began sitting on the appeal at about 10 a.m. today, while Adeleke is the appellant. Oyetola and the All Progressives Congress are first and second respondents in the appeal. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Examination Board says the 2023 mock UTME, earlier scheduled to hold on Thursday 16th March, has been shifted to Thursday 30th March. In a statement, JAMB Head Public Affairs and Protocol Fabian Benjamin said that the shifting date is partly owed due to the change in the date for the governorship and State House of Assembly election. And for some foreign news now, Vice President Kamala Harris and Second Gentleman Douglas Enough will travel to Accra, Ghana and Dar es Salaam, that's in Tanzania, and Lusaka in Zambia from March 25th to April 2nd. The Vice President's visit will build on the recent U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit that President Biden hosted in Washington in December 2022. The oldest Palestinian prisoner in an Israeli jail was released on Monday after serving a 17-year sentence for arms smuggling, an advocacy group and his son said. Fahad Shobaki, who is 83, was released from prison and is on his way to Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. A spokesman for the Palestinian Prisoners Club said. And in sport, former head coach of the Super Falcons, Nigeria's women's senior national team, Ismaila Mabo, has died at the age of 79 in the early hours of today. According to family sources, the former national player and captain of Mighty Jets Football Club of Jos died after a protracted illness at his residence in Jos, Plateau State. Funeral arrangements have commenced with prayers at the family house in Jos and the burial at the Zaria Road burial ground, according to Muslim rites. Najib Mabo, one of the children of the coach, described the death of his father as a big loss to the family and the nation at large. And before we end the news, a recap of the highlights. NLC has given the federal government 7-day ultimatum to resolve the Naira crisis. Nigeria has joined 55 other nations to celebrate 2023 Commonwealth Day. And the U.S. Vice President is to embark on a tour of African countries. And that's the Citizen FM News at 6. I am Lawrence Omoite.
The issues everybody